is the capital city of Sierra Leone, a small country situated on the west coast of Africa. With a population of around 4.5 million people, it is one of the poorest countries in the world. For over 12 years, Sierra Leone was caught up in a brutal civil war, and its aftermath is still being felt by Sierra Leoneans today. Fatima Kainesse is one of those people who still bears the scars of war. She was captured and held by rebels in the jungle.
One night, they
picked me out for sex.
Business. So when I go to
that experience made me feel very bad.
Fatima escaped after about a month and made her way to a camp for internally displaced people at Freetown in Freetown.
I from the bush.
I was pregnant when I arrived at the Grafton camp.
So
when I left the bush, I wasn't pregnant, but when I got to the city, I had nothing to eat, and in order to survive, you have to look for men. So that's what happened. I don't actually know the father of my child.
At the camp, Fatima was enrolled in an institution giving free education and training for women and girls affected by the war.
I realised that in this country, the number of girls and women who are illiterate was overwhelming.
If we not do something, the country not go develop, because
if we didn't do something to change this, the country would remain underdeveloped.
Left behind, the country left behind.
I thank God. What Papa God for me.
I thank God. I worked hard.
Efforts and my hard work with me experience from what I learned. Far way pick me up.
And after I finished the course, this organisation employed me to teach other women from the streets who had been affected by the war.
Them back, where they be done in the streets, where they say they be affected with the war.
Fatima is now 35 and is a student at the Freetown Teachers College, where she is studying for her school certificate.
The life I find out appraisal is quite different. And as a woman,
my life is quite different now.
You don't learn.
I believe that as a woman, if you get education, you will be able to help many other women.
Fatima still lives with her young son in the camp. Together they make soap which they sell to get vital extra money.
I want to help for develop this country because as a saying,
I want him to help develop this country. As the saying goes, children are our future.
Well, because
most Sierra Leoneans are illiterate, and that's why they're being misled and end up in danger.
They mislead them. For
example, if it were not for illiteracy, the rebel war would not have happened. They would not have been able to use the youth to cause so much destruction.
Due to its high rate of illiteracy, Sierra Leone has remained a poor country despite it being rich in natural resources. But with women like Fatima sharing their stories and experiences and advocating education for all, the dark clouds are beginning to lift.
When you are the educator, your mind is developed. And when your mind developed,
when you are educated, your mind is broadened. So you start to do things to improve your country. You begin to get involved and help to develop your country.
When they make your country improve, it grow, then it embark on.
I think say the awareness don't come for women and say we get for move forward.
I think women are now aware that we have to move forward alongside men.
And we get for move forward so that
we have to move forward so that our children will have a better life.
In Africa as a whole,
if we hold firm and pursue education and make it a priority for children in Africa, this infighting will come to an end.
Will come to an end.